Hi, this is Dr. Rajeshwar from YR PharmaTube. In the earlier classes, we discussed the male and female sex hormones, the drugs used for erectile dysfunction, oral contraceptives, corticosteroids, and thyroid drugs. The links are given in the description below this video. Watch them. In this video, I would like to talk on anti-thyroid drugs such as propylthiouracil and methimazole. In this lesson, you can understand the anti-thyroid drugs that are used in the treatment of hyperthyroidism, their chemistry and classification, mechanism of action, and individual drugs such as propylthiouracil and methimazole. Introduction to anti-thyroid drugs. Anti-thyroid drugs are used in the treatment of hyperthyroidism. In addition to the anti-thyroid drugs, hyperthyroidism may be treated by the administration of strong iodine solutions, use of radioactive iodine, or by surgical removal of some or almost all the thyroid gland. The anti-thyroid drugs used clinically include the thioamides or thiouracils, beta blockers, ionic inhibitors, iodides or iodide salts, and radioactive iodine. The thioamide drugs inhibit the synthesis of thyroid hormones, whereas sufficient doses of iodine salts inhibit the release of these hormones. The beta blockers are used to control the cardiovascular symptoms of hyperthyroidism until definitive treatment becomes effective. The beta blockers, the corticosteroids, some thiouracils or thioamide derivatives, and some iodinated contrast agents, for example ipodate, also inhibit the peripheral conversion of thyroxine to triiodothyronine. Because of this action, ipodate has been investigated for the treatment of acute thyrotoxicosis. The anti-thyroid drugs may be discussed under the categories of thiouracils, that are thioamide derivatives, ionic inhibitors, iodine, and radioactive iodine. Thiouracils. Thiouracils are thioamide derivatives. An early observation was made that rabbits fed on a diet composed largely of cabbage developed goiter, a condition in which the thyroid gland is enlarged as the hormone synthesis is inhibited. It was found that cabbage leaves contained precursors of thiocyanate ions. Later, it was observed that two pure compounds such as sulfaguanidine and phenylthiourea also produced goiter. These two goitrogens led to the development of anti-thyroid drugs. Thiourea and its simpler aliphatic derivatives and heterocyclic compounds having a thiouracil system as shown in the figure 1a and 1b have been developed. The anti-thyroid drugs with the thiouracil system currently in therapeutic use belong to the class of thiouracils, for example methylthiouracil and propylthiouracil, and the imidazole derivatives such as methimazole and carbimazole. An anti-thyroid drug, centimizone, was discovered at the Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, India. Its discovery was serendipitous, arising out from the work on antifilarial agents. All these drugs act by inhibiting the formation of thyroid hormones by interfering with the incorporation of iodine into tyrosyl derivatives of thyroglobulin. They also inhibit the coupling of these iodotyrosyl residues to form iodothyronins. This suggests that they interfere with the oxidation of iodine ion and iodotyrosyl groups. This is due to inhibition of peroxidase enzyme by these drugs. Iodine. Iodide is the oldest remedy for disorders of the thyroid gland. In high concentration, iodide can influence several of the important functions of the thyroid gland. Iodide limits its own transport and accurately and transiently inhibits the synthesis of iodotyrosines and iodothyronins. An important clinical effect of high iodide plasma is inhibition of the release of thyroid hormone. This action is rapid and efficacious in severe thyrotoxicosis. The effect is exerted directly on the thyroid gland and can be demonstrated in the euthyroid subject as well as the hyperthyroid patient. Ionic inhibitors. The ionic inhibitors are substances that interfere with the concentration of iodide by the thyroid gland. These agents are anions that resemble iodide such as thiocyanate, perchlorate and fluoroborate. All are monovalent hydrated anions of a size similar to that of iodide. Thiocyanate differs from the rest qualitatively. It is not concentrated by the thyroid gland but in large amounts may inhibit the organification of iodine. Perchlorate is 10 times as active as thiocyanate. Perchlorate blocks the entrance of iodide into the thyroid by competitively inhibiting the sodium iodide symporter, abbreviated NIS, and itself can be transported by NIS into the thyroid gland. The various NIS inhibitors such as perchlorate, thiocyanate and nitrate are additive in inhibiting iodine uptake. Perchlorate can be used to control hyperthyroidism. However, when given in excessive amounts such as 2 to 3 grams daily, it has caused fetal aplastic anemia. Perchlorate in doses of 750 mg daily has been used in the treatment of Graves' disease, although it is not available in the North America. Perchlorate can be used to discharge inorganic iodide from the thyroid gland in a diagnostic test of iodide organification. Other ions selected on the basis of their size also have been found to be active, such as fluoroborate is an effective as perchlorate. Lithium decreases secretion of T4 and T3, which can cause overhypothyroidism in some patients taking lithium for the treatment of mania. Radioactive iodine. Among the several isotopes of iodine, the isotope that is iodotope I-131 is of greatest use. It has a half-life of 8 days and emits both X-rays and beta particles. Its chemical behavior is identical to that of a stable isotope that is iodotope 127. Like the stable isotope that is I-131 is rapidly and efficiently taken up by the thyroid, incorporated into the amino acids and gets deposited in the colloid of the follicle. The beta rays originating within the follicle destroys selectively cells of the thyroid with little or no damage to the surrounding tissue. Thus, radioactive iodine in the form of sodium iodide, that is iodotope I-131, finds its use in the treatment of hyperthyroidism and in diagnosis of disorders of thyroid function. Mechanism of action. Anti-thyroid drugs inhibit the formation of thyroid hormones by interfering with the incorporation of iodine into tyrosyl residues of thyroglobulin. They also inhibit the coupling of these iodotyrosyl residues to form iodothyronins. These drugs are thought to inhibit the peroxidase enzyme. Inhibition of hormone synthesis results in the depletion of stores of iodinated thyroglobulin as the protein is hydrolyzed and the hormones are released into the circulation. In addition to blocking hormone synthesis, propyl thiouracil partially inhibits the peripheral deiodination of T4 to T3. Methimazole does not have this effect. This provides a rationale for the choice of propyl thiouracil over other antithyroid drugs in the treatment of severe hyperthyroid states or of thyroid storm. Coming to the individual drugs, the first drug is propyl thiouracil. Propyl thiouracil is a cyclic derivative of thiourea, commonly known as thioureline. It is the prototype of the thioamide antithyroid drugs. It is chemically known as 6-propyl-2-thio-2,4-pyrimidine-dione or 6-propyl-2-thiouracil. Structure-activity relationship studies reveal that the thiocarbamide group is essential for their antithyroid activity. It inhibits the formation of thyroid hormones and also inhibits the conversion of T4 to T3. It also undergoes tautomerization as shown in the figure. Because the thiol group does not invariably occur in medicinal drugs, S-glucuronide products have been duly reported for only a few drugs like propyl thiouracil undergo conjugation with glucuronic acid. Synthesis of propyl thiouracil. Propyl thiouracil is synthesized by condensation or cyclization of ethyl butyroacetate and thiourea in the presence of sodium ethoxide that eliminates two molecules of water to form propyl thiouracil. Propyl thiouracil occurs as a white or pale cream colored crystals or crystalline powder. It is slightly soluble in water but readily soluble in alkaline solutions, that is salt formation. It is a stable compound with bitter taste. It is stored in well closed and light resistant containers. Propyl thiouracil can be used alone in the treatment of hyperthyroidism as part of the pre-operative preparation for thyroidectomy before or after radioactive iodine therapy and in the treatment of thyroid storm or thyrotoxic crisis. There is a delay in appearance of its effects because propyl thiouracil does not interfere with the activity of thyroid hormones already formed and stored in the thyroid gland. This lag period may vary from several days to weeks depending on the condition of the patient. The need for the 3 equally spaced doses during a 24-hour period is often stressed, but evidence now indicates that a single daily dose is as effective as multiple daily doses in the treatment of most hyperthyroid patients. The next drug is methimazole. Methimazole is an imidazole derivative and is also known as thiamazole. It is chemically known as 1-methyl-imidazole 2-thiol or 1-methyl-2-imidazole thiol. It is approximately 10 times more potent than propyl thiouracil. Synthesis of methimazole. Methimazole is synthesized by reacting amino acetic acid aldehyde diethyl acetal with methyl isothiocyanate and subsequent hydrolysis of the acetal group of the resulting disubstituted urea derivative by a solution of sulfuric acid, during which a simultaneous cyclization reaction takes place, forming the imidazole ring of the desired methimazole. Methimazole occurs as a white to off-white crystalline powder with a characteristic odor. It is freely soluble in water, ethanol and chloroform but hardly soluble in ether. A 2% aqueous solution has a pH of 6.7 to 6.9. It should be packaged in well-closed and light-resistant containers. Methimazole inhibits the enzyme thyroperoxidase, that is thyroid peroxidase, which normally acts in thyroid hormone synthesis by oxidizing the anion iodide to iodine hypoiodous acid, enzyme linked hypoiodate, facilitating iodine's addition to tyrosine residues on the hormone precursor thyroglobulin, a necessary step in the synthesis of triiodothyronine and thyroxine. It does not inhibit the action of sodium-dependent iodide transporter located on follicular cells' basolateral membranes. Inhibition of this step requires competitive inhibitors such as perchlorate and thiocyanate. Methimazole is used in the treatment of hyperthyroidism such as in Graves' disease, a condition that occurs when the thyroid gland begins to produce an excess of thyroid hormone. The drug may be taken before thyroid surgery to lower thyroid hormone levels and minimize the effects of thyroid manipulation. Additionally, it is used in the veterinary setting to treat hyperthyroidism in cats. It is more potent than propyl thiouracil. The side effects are similar to those of propyl thiouracil. As with other antithyroid drugs, patients using these drugs should be under medical supervision. Also, like the other antithyroid drugs, methimazole is most effective if the total daily dose is subdivided and given at 8-hour intervals. It is taken by mouth. This is the list of references followed. That's all in this video: antithyroid drugs, propyl thiouracil and methimazole. With this, we end the chapter drugs acting on endocrine glands. In the next video, I will come up with a new topic. Till then, never stop learning and never stop watching my videos. Thank you for watching this video.